Hey, I'm Scott, and I am an American in Bangkok. You know, Thailand wants your money, but not you. Expats are kind of getting squeezed out in 2025, but there are a lot of expats coming here, so, there's no danger that there's not going to be any expats here. But let me just, tell you a few things, and we'll get into this here. I've lived here for 30 years. I paid taxes, I've spent money, I've followed the rules for the most part, and I am still a foreigner. I'm not a citizen, and you can say what you want, even if you are a citizen. You will never be one of them. I've said this before. The red carpet is rolled out for the 2-week millionaire, 1-week millionaire that has fat wallets and they want to blow their cash and then go back home, save up for another year and come back again. Long stay expats, sometimes they get bled dry, one rule at a time. And the old joke, this is an old joke, fly over Thailand, throw your money out the window, and just keep on flying. You don't need to get out, just drop your money. And some people feel that way now. I don't particularly feel that way, but sometimes you're like, oh, I got to shell out for this, I got to shell out for that, but it doesn't happen all that often if you've been here for a while and you know the ropes but sometimes it does, okay? And you have to ask yourself, is this country still as expat friendly as it claims, or as expat friendly as it was, say, 20, 30, 40 years ago? Now, things change and we understand this, but let's take a look at the policies, the patterns, and the truths that people are not saying out loud. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Scott. I'm an American who's been living here for more than 30 years. And I'm just asking of you, hey, can you click the like button? It is free. If you want to get into anything that's not free, then go down below in the description, and that's where you can find everything. But do me a favor and click the like button. Subscribe if you have not done so already. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be informed of any upcoming videos or live streams. And if you want to send me a message, if you need a consultancy, a paid consultancy, a consultation, then just send me an email at anamericaninbangkok@gmail.com. All right, so let's get into this now. Death by 1,000 cuts. Sometimes it feels like you come here and there's one more hoop to jump through, one more restriction, and that visa rules are changing without warning. Banks treat you like you're a major risk, and you can live here for 20 years and you still feel like you're just visiting. Well, I don't really feel that way, to be honest. But like I said, I've been here for more than 30 years. It's almost 31 years. And I don't really feel that way, but I see how the banks treat people. And sometimes, listen, I haven't opened a bank account in a couple of years. But even before that, I know it is a pain in the neck to open up a bank account, to get anything done. It's tough. Okay. Now, you can talk about this as much as you want, but the truth is, who exactly does the Thai government want? They don't really want an expat, unless you're spending an exorbitant amount of money. They want the wealthy, short-term, high-spending tourist. They don't really want the budget retirees or the digital nomads. And maybe they're becoming obsolete. I don't know if that's their plan or not. Now, one thing that I have to laugh about is now Thailand is talking about the new Thailand. That's one of their catchphrases. That and value over volume. Okay, that may be code for exclusion. I don't really know, but value over volume. God, I say this all the time, but I walk down the street and just many, many places, and I see garbage, I see canals polluted, I see a lot of things, and this is just in Bangkok. Now, there are some beautiful places out in the country and everything like that where you don't really see that, but there are places out in the country where you do see that. So my thing is, what value are you going to give to people other than they get to come and see your country? What makes it stand out more than any other place? And I think that's kind of why Thailand has dropped in the ratings in the past couple of years, because it's getting harder and harder for them to compete against other countries. All right, now maybe it might feel like you're getting forced into a digital cage here because hey, a lot of places it's QR code only, and ATMs are slowly disappearing. You go to Starbucks now, they don't accept cash. There's a couple of places. I went to Casa La Pin on Soy 157, Ramkamang 157, Casa La Pin, and they said to me, "Oh no, we don't take cash." And I was like, okay. So I paid with my QR code, but I wanted to pay with my credit card. But anyway, good luck paying for cash in some places. And sometimes you don't have a Thai ID. You go to Cafe Amazon, try to get a blue card there. If you are not a Thai citizen, you're not going to do it. They won't let you. And, okay, whatever. I understand. You don't have to let me have everything. I'm not saying that. I'm not complaining about it. I don't really care if I get the blue card, at Cafe Amazon. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm just like, all right, whatever. I get a 5% discount or something, big deal, really. But I do think it's kind of about control and not really convenience, okay, especially the QR codes. But, all right, the tax trap, the new tax rules, some long-term expats may be vulnerable. Others may not, like myself, okay? But, if you declare foreign income, you may face some consequences. And even if you're not earning that money in Thailand, if you're bringing it into Thailand. So the net is kind of tightening, and it's really tightening for people like digital nomads and retirees with offshore funds. And, investors. Think about how the investors feel. Do they really want to invest here in Thailand when they have to jump through all these hoops? I don't really know. I mean, it still can be a place where you can really make a go of it. But, I never have wanted to invest here in Thailand. And the reason is because I just don't feel secure. I don't feel like they're going to take great care of me. I think people are going to try to use the system to get the better of me. And, say what you want about me, but that's how I feel. And I've been here a long time. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen people get ripped off. I've seen people lose what they have. And I just don't want to put myself in that position. So now try to get a Thai citizenship. Good luck. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to pay taxes. And you're going to have to get a little bit lucky. And, what I've seen is most people that have companies, some of them not so big, but some of them have, decent-sized companies or large companies. They're part of a chain of hotels or whatever. Okay, they can get in pretty easily. I'm not so sure about other people. It is possible, but it is difficult. Okay, and there's no real path to belonging or equality, and you are basically a guest. Most people are guests here forever. All right, rising nationalism and no accountability. There is anti-foreigner tone in policy and public sentiment, and it seems to be rising a little bit. And expats are easy targets because we can't vote. We can't really protest, although I have seen some people protesting, which was really stupid. We can't really organize, and even the media doesn't really care unless it's something viral and they're going to make money off of it. So, let's rewind to COVID for a second when the country was locked down and tourism was dead and the economy was crumbling. What did the Thai government do? Do you remember that they asked foreign expats to step up and please travel domestically and spend your money? Help the Thai people. Okay, and many of us did. I did several times. Just because I wanted to travel, not necessarily because I wanted to help them so much. But, we supported hotels, restaurant, farmers, restaurants, farmers, tour guides, and nobody else would. Even Thai people wouldn't. And not long before that, if you remember, there were certain Thai officials and health officials who were calling COVID a foreigner disease. They used terms like filthy foreigners or dirty tourists, and they blamed the outsiders for the spread of the virus, which is complete lunacy. Because all it takes is one Thai to come in and he can spread that illness everywhere, if you want to put it that way. But all right, this is some next level hypocrisy. They want our money, they want our compliance, they want our silence, and when things go wrong, we are the scapegoat. Think about that. We can be. Depends on the situation, of course. But and even now, we pay 5 to 10 times, maybe sometimes it's only 2 times more than Thais for national parks, museums, hospitals. Listen, I just called up the other day. My son went in, got his teeth fixed. It was $2,300, and then they added $400 because he had some stones in his teeth. So they said, okay, it's $2,700. I said, okay. I call up, and they said $3,500. And I'm like, why is it $3,500? My son went in, it was $2,300 plus $400 baht for the stones. Oh, maybe it's the doctor, maybe it's this, maybe. And I'm like, no, it's maybe because you can hear that I'm a foreigner. And you know, that's just the way that it is. So you have to kind of get accustomed to that. And while I don't like it, I don't usually say a whole lot about it, because if I don't like it that much, I'll leave. The thing is, if they want our money, they need to treat us a little bit human. If they want our tax dollars, if they want us to pay into a system that doesn't treat us equally, well, they need to treat us a little more equal, a little more human, and not like ATMs with passports. So, you know, that's something else. Now, you know, there is this myth of expat-friendly Thailand. So let's just kill that illusion right now. Visa runs were never really normal. Retirement visa doesn't mean you can actually retire stress-free here. There are certain things you need to worry about. If you own a home, it may not be legally. Buying land is not possible. You know, Thailand markets itself as expat-friendly, but the truth is you're tolerated, and only if you keep spending your money and stay quiet and don't cause any problems. The fantasy and the reality are drifting farther and farther apart. Expats leave here. You know, it's a small number of people really that are actually leaving because people, they get entrenched. I mean, like, listen, I've been here for a long time. I don't want to go anywhere else. Where am I going to go where my wife is going to feel as comfortable as she does here? My kids are going to feel as... My kids are Thai and American. And let me tell you something. If they wanted, they could go live in America. But that's a big step for them. And to be completely honest, now Alex has a job, and he doesn't want to go to America. He'd rather live here. Okay, if you throw him a job and you go, listen, you got a job, you got a 3-year contract, do you want to come here? We'll give you this much money to move over here. They'd have to give him all kinds of concessions and all kinds of perks for him to go over there. So, now, the long-timers, the teachers, retirees, freelancers, the data obviously doesn't show a mass exodus. It's not a dramatic exodus like you see anecdotally, but people are checking out. There are people that are definitely checking out, more so than in the past. Not just because of money, but because of the friction that's involved here with the government. The feeling that you never really belong, that can be a bit tough to take. I belong in my family, and to me, that's all I look at. I don't look at anywhere else. So I'm like, listen, if I don't belong here, I don't really care. It doesn't really bother me. But in some cases, it should bother you, and you should try to figure out a way to get in with them. You know, so really, why do you want to stay in a place that doesn't want you? And that's the question that more and more foreigners are asking me. Now, Thailand has given me a lot. It's been my home for, decades, for more than 3 decades. But it is not the Thailand that it was when I first arrived here. And I know places change, right? But today's message is clear. We want your money and not really your presence. And people were saying this 30 years ago, but it was it didn't seem to be quite as forceful as now. So if you're coming here to live long term, think long and hard about it, because you're going to have to handle all the constant changes to the rules, the flip-flopping that they do. Are you okay from being excluded from the system? Now, I can tell you this. When it comes to medical care, you might not be excluded from the system. You can go to a public hospital, no problem. You're going to pay a lot less than you pay at a private hospital. But when you go to a private hospital, you're going to get seen like immediately. You go to a public hospital, you might wait for several hours. So always have an exit plan. That's another thing. But the truth is, I hate to tell you this, but Thailand doesn't owe you anything. They do things how they want, and you do things how you want. So they don't owe you, and you don't owe them. And you definitely don't owe them your blind loyalty. You need to protect yourself, your sanity, and your future. And, maybe for some, the dream might be fading a little. I don't know. Unless you're rich or, you can be invisible. You're not really part of Thailand's future. Okay, that's all I have. So, remember to hit the like button. Remember to subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Hit that join button down below. There's a join button down below the video window. You can click there, and for as little as $1.99, you can become a member of the channel. And also, don't forget, you can send me an email, a message. You can get a consultation, whatever it may be, an AmericanInBangkok@gmail.com. An AmericanInBangkok@gmail.com. Okay, that's all I have. So until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di leo, Jerkan Mai. That's good luck, and see you again. Take care.